Right now, you're getting jiggy with it. TheLaughingBarrel.com. Get jiggy with it.
You briefly mentioned Comic View. Recently, news let out that Comic View is going to be returning. What's your thoughts as someone that was featured on Comic View before? Were you featured on Comic View before?
Yes. I was. Comic View was my first television appearance. Actually, I did it when I think it was 2021. The first time it was in New Orleans was the first time I did it, and then I did it in Miami. I think the year right after that. So, which was one of the greatest experiences ever. It's time for Comic View to come back if it's done right. I'm excited about the direction BET is going to be honest with you. They're really stepping their game up, not just with, stand-up, even with their programming, so that's really dope that they're bringing Comic View back, because now they got a corner, with Tyler Perry and Oprah about to jump their own network off, man, they about to come with it, so, it's about to be a lot. I think these networks are going to start competing urban-wise. And then when they brought back Comic View One Mic Stand, I think that's a big part of why Comic View came back too. That restarted the buzz again. It was funny when they showed my episode, I was on a commercial every day. Everybody was just, oh my God, dude, we shot this in '08. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't nothing new. Man, relax. But that excitement is back again. It's really due to Kevin Hart too. Kevin Hart has brought some energy to this that has been missing for a while, where they want to see more of us or whatever. So hopefully Comic View do it right. Most likely they'll probably get a vet host again, and which ain't nothing wrong with that, but I really believe just some fresh energy, man. That's one of the reasons why I was excited about doing Century Comedy All-Stars was because it let me do my set against the older sets, if you understand what I mean. You understand what I mean? So I ain't saying, I'm not talking nothing, but I know I stood out, though. You did see the difference between where I'm at comedically and what energy I'm bringing to comedy now to people who's been doing it way longer than me. So hopefully they get a host who's gonna bring real energy to it. Look, one of my biggest, besides my half-hour special, besides doing the Living Color, besides what I'm doing now, and I got a couple other projects that I'm excited. I can't believe I'm working on the stuff I'm working on. To be quite honest with you, like seriously, like it ain't me just talking. Some people just be talking like, man, I'm next. I'm doing this. No, I really got it lined up. Nobody really been paying no attention. So I just been doing stuff, and nobody really knows it. It's gonna all come out like, damn, man, what do you do all this? But anyway, Comic View would be something. Like honestly, most people know, especially Chicago, I'm a really great host, and I take pride in hosting and bringing energy. I know I would make that show dope. Like it'd be crazy if Lil Rel was hosting Comic View. Real talk.
For sure. All right. Next topic. Mike Epps and Kevin Hart were going at it on Twitter, and we ran across your commentary on the two going at it. Some people said they were joking. Other people said that they were really going at it. Give us your whole thought process into that situation, and maybe explain what you were trying to say within what you wrote about it.
Right. And I kind of got teased by all the comics, people was like, you're going to be trying to be a peacemaker. He's Dr. King of comedy, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they have to understand where I'm coming from with things. And this is a part of me growing up, right, as a man. I'm not really just a clown comic. That ain't me. I ain't just a silly comedian. Even with the material I do, even though, I do a hood rat, then a bunch of other people start doing a hood rat and all that stuff. And they do it to be silly. I do it with the reason to do it. I like showing these chicks that act like that, how they look. It ain't to be silly. That's why I bring up real situations and stuff like that. So I can't wait to see the special, but, that it's, it has a reason for it. But, you know, with Mike and Kev, man, they like, man, they kind of like these icons in the game, man. You know what I mean? And, you know, Mike is kind of, you know, and I'm trying to say everything in the best way I can, but I don't really think what Mike is doing is cool for real, because he don't have to publicly do that. You know, I think the dope thing about being in entertainment is everything ain't got to be put out there. You can sit there and it can be a Hollywood story that everybody know about, but y'all don't have to do that, because a lot of people are watching. And I think with me being in Chicago, what these guys don't realize is how big of a star they are sometimes, and how many young people listen to them. You know, it's a lot of craziness going on here. Craziness. And as you could tell, a lot of the stuff that's being put on TV, and if people want to admit to it now on the internet, it's influencing things, the music, everything. Every rap song got you supposed to do drugs, you know, and that's why everybody thinks if you're gonna party, you got to do drugs, you know. A kid can't decipher this is just a song for real. Bet you would nobody without their parents around like that. So they just do reckless stuff, and to see them two going at it like that, two grown men with kids, talking reckless like that, you know, because guess what? You know, Mike Busslight said Kevin's the next Dane Cook. Even though Dane Cook and Louis C.K. had whatever they had going on, they never did that, though. But the classiest, dopest thing I saw was Louis C.K. make an episode of his show with him talking to Dane Cook about him stealing his stuff. That's how you do it, creatively. You don't go on Twitter like any other ghetto person do to get in. You know what I mean? You don't do it like that. And, you know, Kev has been playing it cool, to be honest with you, the whole time. I wish he would have never. He didn't have to respond to that. He don't have to respond to nobody. He doing his thing. He running things now. He's successful. He's killing it. And to think about it is he's just a more successful person right now, financially. All of them are successful. D-Ray, Mike, DL. There's so many. Ricky Smith. They all get money. Yeah, it's different. You know, some people get more, but you guys are still making an insane amount of money from individually doing your own thing and different things. So, you know, that's just not needed in comedy. That's just not needed in entertainment. You know what I mean? And, you know, and that whole thing with the, you know, him wearing a dress thing was a controversial thing. And I, you know, and I get why people, they making a black man wear a dress again. But this is what I will say to that. I think if that's not a part of your comedy, I can see where it should be in an uproar. If you're a character comic, nobody should be surprised if you wear a dress, if you be an old person, if you be a little kid, if you be a white person, if you be an Arabian person, if you be a Chinese person, if you be a mechanic, if you're a character comic, if that's what you're known for. You know, if people say whatever they want about me, if you see me in a dress, all around, it ain't that. I've been doing hood rats, my mama, my grandmother, all these different people in my material. And I'm not saying why wouldn't I dress up as them, but if I'm doing a show that requires me to do that because I love those characters so much, then I'm going to do it. Who else would you want to play Mama Clump? Who? Who else could have played Mama Clump? What regular black person you would have wanted to see be as funny as Eddie Murphy playing Mama Clump? Nobody. So, same thing with Sinead. It's like if it's a part of your character working, what type of comedian is no big deal. Same thing with Benji Brown, genius to what he does. It's genius. So, you know, the whole, you got to wear a dress to me. No, it ain't that. Some of these people was already on it, put one on. And, you know what I mean? But I get it where, like, when Dave Chappelle was talking about it, they was trying to make dude wear a dress that don't even have that in his comedy. That's not who he is. You know, and, you know, and that's just to come to Kev's defense in a way, but when I had dressed up as that little girl that won an Oscar, it wasn't about the dress, it was about the content. And I probably wouldn't have did that. That little girl was catching a lot of flack, from all these other racist people just because she was a black kid, black girl number 8 for her. They were straight dissing her. I don't think none of us should have participated in that. Now, I get it. Comedy is free speech. You should be able to do what you want. But at some point, black people, black comics, all of us, we got to take a stand on this, man. You know what I mean? For real. We don't have to be as ignorant. We don't got to jump at everything everybody else is doing. Most people do stuff for shock value. I didn't think that was cool. And that's all I think about it. But at the end of the day, hey, man, it's your career. Do what you do. You know what I mean? You still did it. But I'm saying I wouldn't have did that just because I didn't think it was right to impersonate that little girl.